All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is April 6th. We only got 6 games on today's MLB slate. We're going to jump into each game. I'll give you my lean on the game, both the side and the total, but my final plays, I tell you guys every video, my final plays, those are going to be in the pinned comment, and I update that throughout the day, always in before game time, so make sure to go check that out. If there's only one play in there, maybe check back in a little bit. There might be a second play. I do my best to try and let you guys know when it's a finalized ticket, so hopefully you guys do appreciate that. But yeah, we only got 6 games on today's slate. We just posted our basketball picks, so make sure to go check that out. In terms of final plays, last night we had the Cubs money line. That game gets postponed, so that counts for nothing. Then we had the Yankees minus 1.5 in the run line here, plus 143. Kind of saved us last night, so that cashes. Then we lost the Orioles. We had them split also, half unit on the money line and then a unit on plus 1.5 run line. And then we had the Astros run line. That cashes as well. So we go 2, 2, and 1 if you count the postpone as a push there, but we will take it. Again, that Yankees play really definitely helped us out. Other than that, 2 and 2, kind of a mediocre night. But yeah, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 21K. So make sure you hit that like button, and let's jump into it. First game on the slate today, we got the Tigers taking on the Red Sox here. Tigers plus 127 on the money line here. Total is at 8. We have Turnbull on the mound for the Tigers, and the Red Sox here have Chris Sale going, who didn't look that great opening day there. Kind of got beat around. His ERA is I think it was 20 plus after that game, so not exactly what you'd like to see here. Celtics, geez. The Red Sox honestly have been up and down. They've shown little flashes of their bats looking good, and then the last 2 games, they've scored 1 run each game. Detroit also coming off kind of that high of taking 2 of 3 against Houston. I am going to lean towards the Red Sox here. Road money line. I think if they have their number, Chris Sale's got to be mad. He's got to be coming out. Maybe I'm getting too, like, reading into it too much or playing with this or this, you know, my heart or gut. But I do think that the Red Sox are the play here. I think Detroit's probably riding a little bit of a high after taking 2 of 3 against a team that no one thought they would. I know it's early in the year, but still. So I'm leaning Red Sox money line in this one. And then in terms of a total, it is 8 runs. Like I said, the Red Sox bats cooled off. To start the year, they had 9 runs, 9 runs, 9 runs, 6 runs, and then 1 run and 1 run. That's a little worrisome to me that their bats cooled off that much. I still do think that this one has a chance of hitting the over. That is the way that I'm gonna lean here. There's gonna be 13-mile-an-hour winds out towards left field as well, coming from home plate in this one. So I do think that there's a chance a couple right-handed batters can turn on one. So I'm gonna lean towards the over and the Red Sox money line. I don't really have much interest in the run line, just to be clear. Next up, we have the White Sox taking on the Giants here. White Sox at home, minus 129 on the money line. Total is sitting at 8 here. These two teams obviously have played each other a couple times now in this series. Chicago won 12-3 the first game of the series. In the second game of the series, Chicago lost that one. So they've split so far. In terms of pitchers on the mound today, we do have Lynn on the mound for the Sox, and then for the Giants, we have Alex Wood. I kind of like the Giants here, money line dogs on the road. I also don't hate, now this is a lot of juice to pay, so this might only be a parlay play or something, but I don't mind San Francisco plus 1.5 at minus 170. Like I said, that seems like it's got to be in a parlay because minus 170 is an asinine, you know, juice to end up paying. But I don't really love the White Sox side of things today. I do think that this Giants team has shown they can at least compete, so I'm going to lean that direction. And then in terms of a total 8, I do think that we've seen a lot of scoring from both sides here. I think that that continues. I'm going to lean towards the over as well. All right, we got the Royals taking on the Blue Jays. Royals, who we cashed a couple nights ago. They are plus 190 on the money line at home. Total is at 8 runs right now. I do think that this is a very good spot for Kansas City. I don't think that, you know, plus 190 is something to just ignore. They show that they can already beat this team offensively. Obviously, pitching is a little bit different. We have Lyles on the mound for the Royals, who looked okay coming out, and then we have Gossman on the mound for the Blue Jays. Both are 0-1 on the season, but I do think that we've seen these Royals bats at least heat up at different times. I will say, what was it? The last 2 games, they haven't looked all that great, right? But night 1 against Toronto, and then I guess, like, was it second or last game against Minnesota, the Royals bats kind of come alive, going from scoring 0 runs, 1 runs to like 5, 4, you know, that type of thing. So I think that the only reason we might take a peek at Royals money line is because of the money. And that's the cool thing about baseball betting, guys. I do want to let you guys know, it's like sometimes, you know, you don't have that in the NBA or the NFL or anything like that, but sometimes you do have in a sport like baseball where, you know, you could win 3-2 2 or something like that. You don't need to play this extreme multiple touchdowns or hundreds of points scored in the NBA. Looking at a money line dog like that, plus 190, if you hit one of those every once in a while, it can actually be fairly profitable there. So I'm not advising you guys to always take the dogs, but I do think when there's a decent spot and decent money, it's a fair, I guess a fair ask of me to consider it, right? So I'm going to lean Royals here, plus 190. Then in terms of a total, we're looking at 8 runs. I like the under in that game as well. I do think if these Royals bats come alive, I think it's going to be like a 5-2 type game and still cash the under. Because even though I'm saying come alive, I mean come alive from their dormant state that they're normally in. All right, Rockies taking on the Nationals. Rockies minus 147 at home here. Total is sitting at 11 runs, which I guess is understandable, obviously. I think that these Rockies have shown that they, 1, can't really defend, and 2, they've had games where they score, 7 runs or so, but 11 seems a little bit too high to me, but they are in Colorado. That is totally worth noting. There's 7-mile-an-hour wind blowing directly out to center field. That being said, I'm leaning the under. I want to see it happen. Prove it to me that it's going to make that big of a difference. It probably will, but I'm still leaning the under. And I'm also taking Colorado here at home, money line, minus 147. It opened up at plus or minus 135. So if you're going to take Colorado, you might want to jump on it. I can see this getting even more and more juiced here. So I'm going to lean towards Colorado money line and then the under. Moving on, we got the Padres taking, Rockies starting Freeland and Gray on the mound for the Nationals. I figure I mentioned that for you guys. Atlanta here, minus 160 on the money line at home as they host the Padres. Strider on the mound for Atlanta and Blake Snell on the mound for the Padres. Padres are plus 148 in this one. That is going to be my lean. I do think that this is a good spot for them. Blake Snell on the mound as well. Obviously, kind of got hit around in his first start, but I do think that this is a good opportunity for them. Even though this Atlanta team has been red hot. Again, this is another one where I'm looking at the money and I don't hate it. I can even, entertain myself with the San Diego run line here as well, plus 1.5. They're coming off of a loss against Arizona, but they won 3 straight before that. Atlanta has won all but one of their games on the season. They're looking very, very good. And when they're winning, they're hitting their run line. So if you're going to take Atlanta, I'll say this, right? If you're going to go against me and fade me, if you're going to take Atlanta, you might want to consider their run line over their money line because that run line at plus 130 is fairly juicy. But I am going to lean San Diego here, plus the 148 on the road. And then in terms of a total, 7.5, I think this one actually ends up going over. All right, Arizona on the slate here, taking on the Dodgers. Arizona plus 137 on the money line, total at 8.5. I don't think that there's a world in which you can confidently fade the Dodgers as of right now, if I'm being completely honest. I do think that this is a game in which, obviously, we've seen that Arizona already beat the Dodgers, right? And they only have, 2 losses on the season, both in that Arizona series. So if there's a team that can have their number, save it, all right? That was one series, one series 1 week ago type of thing. I think this Dodgers team is just very, very good as of right now. Dustin May on the mound for them, and Kelly on the mound for the D-backs. Dodgers, I think you're getting good value at minus 148. I know that's still a lot of juice to pay, but I think minus 148, I could easily have seen this game being a minus 160 type of, money line spread. It actually, or money line money, it all opened up at minus 159, I believe. So the fact that it's already down to minus 148 tells me that people are looking at the Arizona side of things. I don't think that's the right side. So I'm going to chalk it up and lean with a heavy favorite here, LA on the road. And then in terms of a total 8.5, I can't help but think about the over here. We've seen the Dodgers already hit this number by themselves a couple times this season, and Arizona as well. They've let up 6 runs, 5 runs, 10 runs. I think 8 and 10 runs, right, in the games against the Dodgers earlier. So I think this one is an easy over. And that is all I have for you guys today. Hopefully you guys do enjoy it, and I'll catch you guys in the next video, all right? Peace out.